today I'm back with a speaking video. So normally in speaking part 1 of the IELTS exam, you will have like 10 to 12 questions in 4 to 5 minutes. So today I hope the video will last around 10 to 15 minutes. So I will do like 8 to 10 topics probably. So, okay, I don't know how it is in your country, but in my country, these are the sets of questions, like forecast questions, for the first half of the year. So I use this to practice for myself. And today I decided to just record everything so that you know how I normally do, so that I can get at least 7 for the speaking test in the IELTS. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. First one, have you ever lost your way? Many times actually. And this is because when I come to a new country, for example, I um, do not prepare myself well enough. I do not do any research. Then I lose my way. How can you find your way when you're lost? There are many ways, but normally I would go to a tourist information center to ask for information or to ask for directions, to take a physical maps from there. Or nowadays with the internet, I can just go to Google Map on my phone or use similar apps to look for ways. Can you read a map when you get lost? Of course. I would say I'm quite good at orientation. Yeah, that means when I read maps, I can easily find ways. Have you ever had someone who got lost? Yes, once. Lady, like I think she's foreigner, and she come to my hometown, and she didn't know how to get to the train station, and I did help her. Okay, public gardens and parks. Usually in a public garden or park, obviously yes, because by nature I love nature. Yeah, I love to spend time in where there are a lot of greeneries, a lot of plants, so that I can listen to the natural sounds, and that will help me to calm down and relax. What do you like to do when visiting a park? Mm, like what I've said, I usually take a walk, or I would just sit still and maybe do some meditation, or just simply inhale and exhale, to just breathe in the fresh air and just to relax and then release all the stress. And yeah, and then I will have some energy from nature to go back to my daily life. How are the parks today different from those you visited as a kid? Um, when I was younger, I didn't really go to park actually because there were no parks in my area. But nowadays, I can see that a lot of people, local people, like to gather in the park to in my local area. They fly kites. They play with the kids, the children. Just or sit down, chit chat, things like that. Would you prefer to play in a personal garden or public garden? I would prefer to be in a personal garden, but nowadays real estate is become more and more expensive, and it's not easy to have your own garden. So my personal preference is to have my own garden, but I can't do that, so I have to go to public gardens. Headphones. Do you use headphones? As you can see here, right now I don't have a headphone, and I don't think I would ever use them because they're not good to our brain, I think, because it's just too close. What type of headphones do you use? Again, I don't normally use, but if I do, I think I would try the types that are not too close to my brain, because the microwaves releasing from these devices are not very healthy for us. When would you use headphones? Usually when we are in the places that require silence, like in the libraries, right, or in public place, because we don't want everyone to hear what is going on in our device, or our things that are personal to us, right? In what conditions would you not use headphones? When I'm in my private room by myself, then I would not ever use headphones, because I try to limit the use of headphones as much as I can. Handwriting and typing. I think that is the means that you use. Like for handwriting, of course you use a pen, but for typing you use your computer or your device, right? The difference also is for handwriting is it takes more effort. to form, to control your hand, so that you can put the words nicely. Mhm. Okay, the area you live in, where do you like to go in that area? So in my hometown, the place that I go to the most is probably my grandma's house, because there are a lot of greeneries, a lot of plants, and it's like a personal garden to me. So that is the place. So I hope in the future my grandma will develop it into a garden coffee shop or something like that. Then she will make use of it to the uttermost. What do you know? Do you know any famous people in your area? Are there any? I'm not a very sociable person, so unlike my mom, she knows almost everyone in the little town here. But for me, I'm not really aware of anyone. But few famous people in the world, probably I will know better. What are some changes in your area recently? Recently they've just you know demolished all the pavements, the old ones, to make everything anew. At first, I found it a little bit annoying, because of the noise as well as the dust and pollution. But then now, when everything is done and furnished, then I find it really nice. Yeah, and I love it. Nice and shiny. Do you like the area that you live in? Yes, that's why I decided to move back to my hometown from many big cities. I used to live in Singapore, one of the cleanest city in the world. I used to go to Denmark, Boston, and many other metropolitan cities. Yeah, or like very large cities in the world. But still, I decide to settle here. So you know that I love it here so much, lot. But for me, I only know them by names. I'm not really interested. That's why I didn't spend a lot of time digging deep into these areas. Where can you see wild animals? Zoos, I guess, or you can go to South Africa, yeah, or the Amazon, I guess, maybe, yeah, maybe in Africa you will see a lot of wild animals there. Living place and accommodation, okay. What kind of housing accommodation do you live in? I live in a private property. Here, we have like 3 floors in our house, and yes, it's tiny. It's not too big, but it's enough for 4 of us in a family to live together. Do you live in a house or a flat? Like just said, a house. Who do you live with? Yeah, my parents, my sister. How long have you lived there? I've lived here since I was born until I grew up to, and then when I was 20, I went to study abroad, and then I came back here in my hometown 8 years later. Yeah. What's the difference between where you're living and where you have lived in the past? I would say the biggest difference is the condition of the house. It used to be very dirty and very old, because my father is a mechanic, and he runs a factory. So the whole house is just like in black color because of all the oil from machines that he fixed. But now he retired already, so after he retired, he renovated the house. Now we live in a quite nice house. Okay. Which room is your favorite and what time? I would say that is the kitchen. I believe in the saying that food brings people together. So this is where almost every day we meet here at least once to have a meal together. Who do you usually do in your house flat? Housework. My mom. Are the transport facilities in your home very good? Yes, quite a lot of transportations that a person can take to come here. There are train stations, buses, um, you know, uh, taxis. There are so many, and motorbikes. Yeah, so you can reach here from everywhere, and it is so convenient. Do you prefer living in a house or a flat? It depends. Which stage of life I'm at. Like for example, like right now, I can live either in a house or in a flat, but when I grow older, maybe I would choose to stay in a flat, maybe because of all the facilities that an apartment building offers, like a swimming pool, barbecue areas, or sports centers, things like that. When you live in a private house, you are quite constrained in the choices that you have. So when you're in a flat, you can meet other people. there is a community there with other people, so it is going to be safer. Please describe the room you live in. It's very cozy, yeah, with and simple. I was considering simplistic or simple, but I think it's simple because I try to minimize the things that I buy so that let's say one day I've got to be on the move or on the go. I don't have to pack things too much or throw away so many things. So I'm learning to be a minimalist. Yeah, minimalist. What part of your home do you like most? Kitchen. Okay, I have said this so many times already, so I will move on to the next part. Okay. Do you think health is important and why? It's very, very important for a person because even when you have all the money on the world, you cannot buy health, right? So I think a lot of people nowadays they just sacrifice their health for work, right? To have money, but at the end of the day, they have to use all the money that they have put all the hard work to create, and then to pay for their health, to get back their health. That is so um, ironic. What types of activities do you think help people to stay healthy? Um, do exercise and eat a balanced diet. That means not too much and not too little. What is the difference between physical health and mental health? Mental health is things that related to your brain, to your emotion. Yeah, physical is like your how strong you are. Um, yeah, so although there is difference, but they are related because without physical health, your mental health is will suffer. Yeah, and vice versa. What difficulties is we face with social distancing lockdown at the time of coronavirus outbreak? A lot of people become depressed because humans are social. We we need each other to survive, to be happy. But when we have to just be alone, to have a distance with other people for so long time, then many people cannot get used to that, and at the end, as a result, they get depressed, and especially for teenagers, they are the victims of this. A lot of crimes have taken place in my country, Vietnam, because teenagers stay at home for too long. They watch too many things on the internet, and then they are stressed from hearing parents complaints all day long. So yeah, they created a lot of crazy things here. What do some people do to stay positive at the time? Well, I can see that people do yoga or meditation. Yeah, for the younger people, maybe they will watch comedies or they spend time with the family. They learn to share the feelings and listen to others, or they can seek therapy from online doctors or online therapists. Yeah, and those are the things that can help people stay healthy and positive through the pandemic. What useful technology helps us combat coronavirus? The first thing that comes to my mind is the technology that creates vaccine. Because without vaccines, I guess we would still be in lockdown until now because people would get really seriously ill without the vaccination uh, crisis. When people courageously, can you give an example? Yeah, a lot of people from my country, especially the doctors and the nurses, they are the pioneers to get out, go to the frontier, and then fight with the disease. You have a lot of patients to overcome this illness, especially the pregnant ladies. Yeah, when you watch the footage of how the doctor encouraged and helped the pregnant women get over the situation. That's so touching. What do you think could have been done better to deal with the coronavirus outbreak? I hope that we would have the experience we have now so that we didn't spend so much time discussing or complaining or arguing of what we should do. So that, when facing with disease like death, time is a critical matter. But at that time, at first we may have wasted a lot of time figuring out what to do. So yeah, I think this is something that could have been done better. We have gone through quite a number of topics and questions. So I will stop my video here. So yes, you can feel free to watch and see how I perform. In the latest test, I've got 7 for the speaking. So I know I still have a lot of room to improve. What they are useful to you, you can use this as a material for your learning. And thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.